Have you ever felt like you're running on a treadmill? You work hard, you put in the hours, you're constantly busy, but you're not getting anywhere truly meaningful. The problem isn't a lack of ambition or a lack of time. You're simply feeding into an unseen system. What you're experiencing is the engine that manufactures mediocrity. It's a self-perpetuating machine of beliefs and habits that quietly keeps you from reaching your full potential. This engine is a masterpiece of passive destruction. It doesn't break you in one go. It simply dulls your ambition, blurs your vision, and slowly drains your potential until you're left with a life that feels merely okay. It convinces you that comfort is success and that being busy is the same as being productive. This engine operates on small, daily decisions. It's the snooze button you hit, telling yourself you don't have to start yet. It's the hour you spend scrolling on social media, distracting yourself from the uncomfortable work. It's the lie that tomorrow will be different. And slowly, these tiny acts of resistance to growth add up, until you wake up one day to a life that looks nothing like the one you dreamed of. Today, I'm going to expose this engine, break down its components, and give you the blueprint to dismantle it piece by piece, so you can finally break free and live a life of true significance. I once knew a highly talented friend, full of brilliant ideas. On paper, he had all the raw materials for an extraordinary life. But for years, he was stuck. He'd start projects with great enthusiasm, only to abandon them halfway through. He'd talk for hours about his dreams but never take the first step. He was in a state of perpetual potential, but zero progress. I used to think it was just a lack of discipline. But one day, I realized he was operating a silent engine in his mind. The first gear was a fear of failure, which led to the next gear, procrastination. The final gear was a powerful belief that his current, comfortable life was good enough. He was trapped in a self-perpetuating system that looked safe from the outside but was slowly crushing his dreams on the inside. The real tragedy of his situation wasn't the lack of progress, it was the quiet despair that came with it. He carried a heavy sense of unfulfillment, a gnawing feeling that he was meant for more, but couldn't figure out how to get there. His ambition was still there, but it was being slowly suffocated by this invisible machine he was feeding every single day. His journey taught me that we're all susceptible to this engine, and until you recognize how it's built, you can't tear it down. He eventually reached a breaking point, a moment of profound dissatisfaction where the pain of staying the same became greater than the fear of change. That's when he decided to stop talking and start acting. He chose to take on a small, uncomfortable project just to prove to himself he could finish something. That single action was the first strike against the engine, and it's the moment his momentum finally began to build. The engine that manufactures mediocrity has three primary, interconnected components. Let's break them down. Component 1. The gear of procrastination. Most people think procrastination is a simple act of laziness, but that's a lie the engine tells you. Procrastination is a complex defense mechanism fueled by fear. We put things off because we're afraid of the outcome, whether it's the fear of failure or, surprisingly, the fear of success. Procrastination keeps you in a state of suspended animation, a kind of limbo where your dreams exist but are never challenged by reality. Component 2. The gear of perfectionism. This is the most deceptive gear. Perfectionism disguises itself as a virtue, convincing you that you're being diligent when you're really just avoiding action. The perfectionist's mantra is, if it can't be perfect, I won't do it at all. This lie keeps you from starting and, more often, from finishing. It's a form of procrastination in a fancy suit. Component 3. The fuel of comfort. This is the power source for the entire engine. Our brains are wired for safety and efficiency. They love the comfort zone. The moment you try to step out and do something uncomfortable, your mind will flood you with excuses and reasons to stay put. The lie of comfort is the most difficult to overcome because it feels so good in the short term, but it leads to long-term stagnation and regret. Component 4. The gear of comparison. The final gear is the one constantly spinning in the background, especially in our digital world. Comparison is a trap that either paralyzes you with a sense of inadequacy or lulls you into a false sense of security. When you see others who are seemingly ahead, you become intimidated and refuse to start. When you see others who are behind, you become complacent, telling yourself you're doing just fine. Either way, comparison keeps you from focusing on your own path and making the progress you need to make. Component 5. The lie of uniqueness. This is perhaps the sneakiest component of all. The lie of uniqueness is the belief that your situation is uniquely difficult. It's the thought that works for other people, but my circumstances are different. This belief gives you permission to stay stuck and excuses you from taking action. It's the ultimate self-sabotage, because it tells you that the rules of success don't apply to you. But the truth is, the fundamental principles of growth and action are universal. Understanding how this engine works is the first step, but dismantling it requires a clear blueprint. That's why I've created something specifically for you. A blueprint is more than a guide, it's a strategic manual. Think of it like an engineer's diagram for tearing down a complex machine. It doesn't just tell you what to do, it shows you how to do it, step by step, with the right tools. I'm giving away my free guide, The Blueprint to Break Mediocrity, your 7-day plan to disruption. You might be thinking, I already know all this. Why'd I need a guide? Because knowledge is not power, applied knowledge is power. The blueprint isn't just a list of ideas, it's a proven system designed to turn your knowledge into action. It gives you a clear path, a starting point, and the tools to finally break out of the cycle and begin building something that matters. This guide is your personal tool to unlock your true potential. Click the link in the description right now to get instant access. Remember, mediocrity is not a default state, it is a manufactured one. You have the power to turn off the engine. You have the ability to dismantle its gears. It's time to stop living on a conveyor belt of good enough and start building a life that truly matters. The engine of mediocrity will tell you that the path of least resistance is the best path. It will lie and say you're too busy, that you don't have enough time, or that it's not the right moment. But the truth is, the right moment is always now. The only thing you'll ever regret is the progress you didn't make and the person you didn't become. The journey to significance doesn't begin with a giant leap, it begins with a single, uncomfortable step. That one action, taken today, is the most powerful vote of confidence you can cast for your own potential. It's the decision to stop letting the engine control your destiny and to start building the life you were meant to live. Your life is not a product to be manufactured by a machine, it is a masterpiece to be built by your own hands. The engine of mediocrity offers you a bland, predictable existence. But the life of courage offers you purpose, growth, and the profound satisfaction of knowing you are living to your full potential. The choice is yours, and the time to start building is now. Get the blueprint to break mediocrity now. If this video resonated with you, hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Let's rise together.